Yo, what up? Today I am making a video on yet another dungeon. Previously I've covered the Foggy Prison and the White Shadow Castle, so those are a bit easier dungeons compared to this. And uh, after doing like 4 or 5 runs of the Boiling Waterfall, I think I've sort of fully understand the strategy behind it now, and feel confident in making a video on how to do it efficiently. So first of all, I'll cover all of the skills that the boss uses and some tips and tricks to watch out for, or maybe to not to be too scared of, since I've just found out some of the information yesterday. So hopefully this helps you out and leads you in the right direction to successfully make these runs, successfully build these teams. I'll try to mention briefly on what units you should use or what teams and compositions you can go for, especially what units are necessary, since one of them is necessary, otherwise you will be most likely either kicked out of the party or will fail the run. And yeah, in the end, I'll show you the runes that I used, and we'll see how that went. So I'll skip a bit since there was a long wait time for it. This is the party we went in. I'd say these teams are a bit on the safer side, since we do have 3 healers here, and usually either me or only one other ally is taking a healer at all, and most people opt out to go for Bastet plus 2 damage dealers, or a Bastet damage dealer and a defense breaker like Helia. In this case, we didn't need additional defense breaks since we do have 2 Wind Orbias, both of which have a skill that defense breaks the boss. So we weren't worried about that. But yeah, as for team moms, Bastet is pretty much, since she is free, she is by far the best support unit for this dungeon. I highly recommend getting a Karambit. First of all, because he is free, and second of all, because his first skill is extremely useful in breaking that shield the boss surrounds himself with. Since similar to the Metas arm, if you do not break that shield in time, you essentially instantly lose the run. And even the boss itself, one of his skills says that he annihilates everyone with 100% chance, so there's no way to survive it at all. Other units that are nice to bring are, of course, strong healers. So Lolo is a better option compared to Konamiya. However, he's purely there for the heal. And unfortunately, if you use Lolo, you will not be able to take advantage of the Konamiya's second skill. But comparing Konamiya's third skill to Lolo's third skill, Lolo has a little bit higher heal per mana ratio. So Konamiya heals, I believe, close to 23% of max HP for 3 mana, while Lolo heals around 38% HP for 4 mana. So there is a slight difference, but it does matter when you are trying to heal up from the boss's attacks, especially since the goal is to fully heal your units as soon as possible, since the burn gets removed as soon as you are fully healed. And it is important to not get the burn effect reach level 7, otherwise the boss will use a strong attack and might screw up your team. And yeah, without further ado, I'll go into the run and the general strategy. I'll try to stop at moments to cover each attack and each way of dealing with certain phases of it. So we go in, similar to the Mythos one, the first person that goes in instantly gets targeted by the boss until I believe he uses one of his either shield or one of those other phases, but you will be getting targeted for like a good half a minute at least. So yeah, we're getting, I don't know, is it playing or not? the video. Oh, okay, it is. So yeah, I always try to go first as I like to take the targeting, and since I'm melee, seeing that I'm the only melee champion here, if the boss targets me, the other two summoners will be having an easier time hitting the boss from range without getting targeted. So as you can see, as soon as I step into the circle, the boss instantly picks up aggro on me and will start shooting me with his attacks. First of all units that are close to the boss, this only happens at the beginning of the fight. Everyone will get provoked, and if you get provoked and there is a meteor behind you, you will be getting hit and will need a healer to remove the burn effect. So uh, when going towards the boss, make sure that you are going from a side that does not have a meteor behind it. Otherwise, you risk getting hit. Of course, the hit will not do a lot of damage, but it will give you burn. So if you are running no healer teams, that could be a problem for you. But yeah, as you can see, the boss will now start targeting me with various attacks. Both this cone-shaped and the circle attacks, pretty much they don't do that much damage, but they simply apply burn. So you want to dodge those as soon as possible. As you can see, the boss will keep targeting me for a good while. So just simply move out of the way. It's definitely not easy. Use your dodge or use your simple walking abilities. Also, before I forget, you see these fire pulls. This is where the meteor initially shot, and if you do step in them, you will start getting the burn effect as well. And the longer you stay in it, the higher the burn effect will be, so try to avoid stepping in those. This is not the only burn effect that he will shoot. He will also launch other various attacks that will keep the burn for a few seconds, so make sure to check the ground for those. And yeah, just doing some damage until the first phase of the boss comes. This attack, I usually dodge this attack, however, I found out that it is actually not worth dodging it at all, and I think a few players here are not, yeah, one of them I see he didn't dodge. This is because the attack itself does not do uh, basically any damage. The only thing it does is gives heal block. However, as long as you have a one cleanser on one of your either your team or the enemy's team, well, not enemies, the allies team, you'll simply be able to cleanse that heal block and fully heal up in the future. If you have a Lulu, that ability will both cleanse and heal, so that's even better. This was mostly targeted at people who use Kona or other healers. So yeah, that ability you do not need to dodge, so save a few seconds from your run. And yeah, continuing attacking the boss, this is the first main phase he gets, is that he gains invincibility and you will have a limited amount of time to do a lot of damage to him, so very similar to Mythos. In this time you have to break through his invincibility, and breaking through his invincibility is simply doing a lot of damage. This is why the karambits are super important, is if you do not land the defense break early, Karambit has the ability to deal that defense penetration damage and make sure that you do enough damage in time, otherwise you might be looking at a lost run. And another good thing is that Karambit, since he breaks through invincibility, as you can see, with any other units you would be simply breaking the shield, but with Karambit you can actually do damage to the boss itself. So even when breaking the shield, you'll be able to see the boss started the shield with like 78%, and we managed to do 4% of the damage, even when we shouldn't be doing that damage. And we broke through the shield insanely fast here. Usually I've seen that it takes like until here to break through the shield, but it looks like we did have a level 10 defense break, so our team took care of that a lot. And I can't even take credit since I'm doing the least damage here. I'm mostly going for sort of a support build, since with Water Cleave I can provide the attack break and speed break, whilst the other two are providing the defense break and the brand. And yeah, once you break through the shield, the boss will drop for like 10 to 15 seconds and will not attack at all, so you're free to do the damage to him. The next phase will be, yeah, so the boss raises, as you can see, there are these three platforms. One here, the one directly in front of the entrance. Yeah, the second one is here, and the third one is on the right side. The goal for this is you will have to split. One member goes towards one seal, and essentially your goal is to protect at least two of these seals. So if you do have a weaker team or a few weaker members, you can split one going to one seal and two members going to another. But the best scenario is to split one for each, and use your units to defend it. The main goal here is to defend against. I'll try to skip it towards it. Yeah, I'm just very confused as to where to go, and sometimes it's hard to keep track of which one you are going for, since you might start going towards the same one, then you have the idea to switch, and your teammate also has the idea to switch. So it might be some time until you pick which sealstone you pick, but after that it should be pretty easy to defend. And as you can see, once to skip back a bit, these elementals will be going towards your seal and they will be trying to destroy it. They have a really big shield, so breaking through the shield with just pure damage will be a little difficult. For that, you will need a unit with CC or your summoner with a weapon that has CC. So for example, I have several options. So first of all, my cleave, his first and his third skills both do knock-up, I believe. So knock-up counts as CC, and as soon as you CC a unit, or CC rather this elemental, he instantly uses a shield and you can finish him in just a few hits. If you do not have a summoner that has knockups or other CC elements, and you wish to do that through a unit, I actually switched to a unit I built myself as well. I made the bad switch. I should have switched from Lulu. I should have kept Tractor here and Bastet, but of course I panicked and I switched Bastet instead. But yeah, Tractor is an amazing unit, since one of his skills, as you can see, I tried applying CC here, I believe. But yeah, Tractor's third skill costs 3 mana and it is an AoE stun. So it's another great option to deal with these elementals, and since he's only a nat 3, you'll have plenty of skill ups by now to fully max him up and maybe even awaken him for higher levels. I only have him at awakening level 5. I don't see any need to go further than that, since I don't really use him for doing damage. He's there mostly to land the debuff and that's it. So I just build him on pretty decent accuracy and just use him to land those CCs. So as you can see, the shield ones will be visible here, and the ones without shield will have red health bars. And you simply just do damage real quick. I had some trouble targeting the specific elemental, since obviously I was stressed here while trying to record a good run. Usually I kill them by hair, but yeah, this was one of my earlier runs, so it was a little sloppy, but it did work out. None of the elementals reached the seal town, I believe. And yeah, so once you kill those, you have to enter these shields, because the dragon will shoot a attack which covers the whole arena, and if you get hit by that attack, I believe you take quite a bit of damage. So yeah, you can see I just quickly fix the placement of my units. And yeah, once the attack is shot, you can go back to killing the boss. And the phases from here on out will be pretty similar. He will be shooting a lot of these random attacks. He will be, yeah, as you can see, I think I kept the tractor there. Then I made a mistake. I took a unit completely out, like just nonsense happened, but yeah, try to not panic like I did. This cross attack is pretty similar to just regular attacks, however the burn lasts a little longer. So if you stand in it, you will be getting multiple levels of the burn effect. And yeah, from here on out, it's pretty similar. This attack you do not need to dodge if you have a cleanser. And yeah, he pops another shield, we quickly break it, and we also do damage during it. And the boss falls. I'll try to skip forward since I believe we didn't go to the second time we went for that phase. Yeah, we are doing another. As you can see, the burns are stacking up, but as soon as someone pops a heal, you instantly just get cleansed. And yeah, from here he falls, and I believe the run is over. The run was pretty fast here. I'd say shout out to my teammates who actually did a lot of damage here. The run is lagging for some reason. And yeah, that was the run. I'll see. I think I've shown the units I used. So let's wait till the end of the run. The run itself took like 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes 16. And now going to the units. I hope I shown the units here, since I switched some runes. Yeah, so my Bastet has fully maxed her skills. I don't think I show awakenings here. Yeah, she has a level 13 awakening, I believe. And the rune sets is just random. She has a lot of HP and a little bit of accuracy. So I didn't really focus on the sets that much. Just mainly going for stats. Karambit also has max skill. He's only awakening level 9 since I do not have any dupes for now. And he's on Swift. Second offset is broken, but that's just because I had good stats on those two runes, so I didn't even bother making a regular set for him. He's mostly focused on attack speed. He's lacking some crit rate, but since I plan on using a unit which increases crit rate, I left him at 70%, and he'll soon be, once the buff is landed, he will be at 100. And Lolo is on my Konamiya set, but I just switched it over to here. Also, mostly going for HP. I know he has some accuracy subs, but that's just because most of the runes I usually powered up earlier were with accuracy, so he also has it. It is definitely not needed. Lolo only needs HP, and a little bit of resistant evasion helps, but definitely not necessary. And yeah, a few more things that I'll mention. I'll try to find it. Yeah, so first of all, for this dungeon, since you might be switching different units a lot, I also recommend to have one of the summoner upgrades upgraded, the one which allows you to switch the soul linked monster a bit more often. I think the default one is 15 seconds, and I upgraded mine until 4 seconds, I believe, and the final upgrade is 1. I think 4 is enough, but if you can max it until 1 second, it will definitely allow you to have more control of the runs, in my opinion. And the second upgrade is, I believe you can see it when switching the tractor. So let me try to find it. Yeah, so no, not here. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't show here, but essentially one of the upgrades is at the bottom right. As you can see, out of combat, switching units costs 0 mana, but by default, switching a unit while you are in combat costs 7 mana. I also recommend dropping a few skill points into that and try to lower it to at least 4 or 5 mana to switch the unit. This is especially useful if you are trying to quickly change your unit while dealing with the elemental phase, as if you just notice that you do not have enough CC for dealing with them, and you quickly need to switch to a unit that has CC, so like Tractor or any other unit that you might have. If you are stuck there waiting for mana and you can see that the elementals are slowly approaching it, you might just simply not have enough to both switch and to use the abilities. So it's just a nice thing to have it, but it's definitely not necessary. And yeah, for the dungeon itself, I think that's about it. If you have any questions about the dungeon and something I might have forgotten, make sure to comment and I'll try to answer it there. But other than that, I believe that is about it. And see you later.